Okay, everybody, it is the last day of September 30th, 2018. You guys, it's the last day of the first quarter of Mary Kay. I mean, you know what? Y'all think this year is going by fast or what? We got one quarter done. So I hope you guys are happy with where the quarter is done for you. And if not, guess what? We have 3 more hours, four more hours to get it done. So lots can happen in the fourth hour of the month. So without any further ado, I want to introduce Latrice Mahalik, and she did the drawing for this last week of Boss Babes. And I want to thank Jana and Laree, Latrice, Stephanie, all the directors. And I have to be honest with you, I have not listened to the Boss Babe call from last week, but I heard it was amazing. So thank y'all for just stepping up and doing it for me and keeping the ball rolling while I'm gone. Y'all are all Boss Babes, and it meant a lot to me that y'all carried on and did it and kept everybody motivated for the week. So thank you for that. So I'm going to turn it over to Latrice, and she's going to see who our winner was for last week.
Yes, I have everybody's name right here in this time-wise repair box. So let's see who the lucky winner is. And it is Melissa Johnson.
All right. Whose unit is she in? Do we know?
Well, she's in mine. I'm so excited.
That's awesome. Well, it'll be an easy mail. So what is she getting?
She's getting the pop socket, the Boss Babe pop socket to put on the back of.
Yeah, and if y'all don't know, it just goes right on the back of your phone, and then when you don't drop it as often because you can sit here and hold it like that. Isn't that awesome? Okay. Well, great. Thank you so much, Latrice, for just keeping up with that this week. And so we'll do it again this week. And let me see who might want to know that Stephanie's already done it. Let's see. Miss Valerie, would you like to keep up with that? Let me unmute you. Would you mind keeping up with that this week after we end? We'll basically tell everybody what to do to get in the drawing. And if you'll keep up with it and do the drawing next week, would you mind doing that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I was having trouble hearing you. Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. Thank you, Valerie. I appreciate it. Valerie's from our California girl. She brags on me because I leave her out, but I'm just assuming she knows her call is at 6 o'clock. You know, we have to remind the Southern people, but I know you California people know your time zone. So anyway, thank you guys for all calling in tonight. And I'm going to go ahead and mute everybody again just so y'all don't have to worry about it. Okay, so as y'all know, I just got back from the Top Director trip. It was so amazing. And I want to sit here and tell you about all the fun we had and all the tango lessons and the cookie show. And I thought, what is going to serve them the most? So instead, I'm going to tell you about some other things. I'm going to talk to you about some of the, there was 7 or 8, I think $7 million directors and that spoke, and we have a business meeting on these Top Director trips. And it's funny, you know, when you go on vacation, you wouldn't think that's the thing that is the most exciting. But honestly, it is. It's one of the most exciting parts of our trip. We cannot wait for the business meeting. And we started out, it was on Sunday, and we started out with a beautiful church service. It was at 7:30 in the morning, and it's optional, but most everybody was there. And some of the directors led it. Callie DeBlander led it. We had a little praise team at the front, about 5 or 6 women that got up and sang, and it was beautiful. It was a beautiful message, and I'm going to end with that a little bit with that tonight as a little thought for the week for you guys. It was really, really inspiring. And so then we went straight to the business meeting, and it was from 9 to 4 o'clock. And we had a break for lunch, and honestly, it went by. You know, when you know it's a good meeting when it goes by so fast, like just in a minute, the thing was over, and we're like, wow. I mean, and the thing about it is, if you went to seminar, and for the directors, y'all know how it was at leadership, and Nathan Moore, and how he has changed the just kind of like the attitude of our whole Mary Kay. It's just positive. It's not that it hasn't always been, but it's just more positive and upbeat and just future forward, visionary thinking. You know, nothing is too big for him to throw out there. And so I wanted to share tonight a few things about the business meeting, because I think the things I'm going to share with you, instead of how awesome the tango lessons were and all that, let me just say, you need to be on top director trip, okay? Because we have more fun than people should allow to have fun. It was so amazing. But I'm going to tell you some things that will encourage you. First of all, I will say that the $1 Million directors, actually the top 10 directors on the trip, the top 10, they all got these designer handbags and a $1,000 American Express gift card. Thank you very much. Here's a prize. They're like, oh, we love the bag. They go open the bag, and there's a $1,000 American Express gift card for each one of them. $10,000. Then they gave an additional 10 gifts out during the business meeting. Maybe, was it 10? I think it was. And it was another designer bag and a $250 gift card, which yours truly got one. Whoop, whoop. And it was an on-time drawing, so y'all be proud of me. And I'm like, oh, yes, I am here. I was heading to my seat and went straight to the front. And so that was exciting as well. And so you just think about that. That is $14,000 that they gave out at the business meeting. Let's just give away some money, and not including however much the purses cost. So they picked up all the $1 Million directors in classic cars to take them to the gala. Their husband, like a Model T Ford, like 1920, I don't even know what it was, and drove them in classic, renewed classic cars to the gala night. I mean, how that is so special. Normally it's like a limousine, but that's even better, I think. They all got suites, and the $1 Million suite was amazing. We stayed at a Hilton. So the Hilton, our rooms were nice. I mean, they were mini suites, but the top one, it was the whole top floor. There's not even a number on it because it's so private. I mean, and you walk in there and there's 2 bedrooms, I'm like, what y'all gonna do? Just switch beds, 3 bathrooms, huge living room, dining room table, a whole porch about wrapped around the whole hotel. I mean, it's bigger than my first house, honestly. It was that big. I'm looking over there. Sayla's sitting right there. Y'all say hey to Sayla.
Hi, everybody.
We're shutting down the month over here. But so they gave them suites. They had exclusive tours that just the $1 Million directors and the top 10 get to go on. They had a top 10 dinner. And so there's just, Mary Kay treats them. And the number one director there was Mary Catherine King. Number 1 in Mary Kay was Amy Kemp, but she didn't go on the trip. So, they bumped up, and Mary Catherine King was the number 1. I'm going to tell you about some of her tips. But anyway, they introduced all them, and then Nathan Moore got up to start the business meeting. So I wanted to recap what he recapped for us about last year and what has happened in the last 12 months. And it's a lot in Mary Kay. And if you're new, you're going to be like, wow, okay. So this is the recap. First of all, we started the year, we sold 1 million charcoal masks. 1 million of them. Then they came out with the Time-Wise Vitamin C Squares, which was the first time in Mary Kay's history to come out with something exclusive that no other company has come out with at all, and still has not. Those Vitamin C Squares, like an industry first. We sold 737,000 units of the Vitamin C Squares in 3 months. Then we came out with the biocellulose mask, which y'all know is fabulous. After that, we came out with the Time-Wise Miracle Set 3D. And of course, we sold 1 million sets by seminar and gave $1 million to the Mary Kay Foundation, which is just incredible when you think about how many possibly lives are going to be saved because of the donation that they can use for cancer research and to help these women and children that have been in domestic violence situations. So think about whatever you sold, that helped that. Our company is a lot more than about just making the dollar. It's about helping people. Every one of the Time-Wise Miracle Set 3D products has got the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. The first one was our day cream, and now all of it, the day, the night, the cleanser, and the eye cream, all have the Good Housekeeping seal of approval. And basically it's outstanding performance. It says that, the performance that we claim is stamped that it is legit. And Good Housekeeping will even refund your money if you don't like it, which Mary Kay will anyway, but it's just, it's hard to get it. They have to send in over 200 tests to get that seal of approval. So it's a pretty big deal. They had this year, they tried several new things like flash sales for the first time, where they would do just a 24-hour sale. They did some social media challenges where for not only for us, but for customers to like comment, and they would win stuff, which that was kind of something new. They had the big All In with Mary Kay, and it's called Project All In, and they had these beehive things at each of the branches this year, and I participated in one of them in Atlanta, up in Swanee, Georgia, and basically it's where the staff comes in and does different things, and the one I went to was on the charcoal mask, I believe, but they've had them on all different things, and every quarter they're coming to all the different distribution centers and doing beehive, trainings for the company. And the field support team has been going out in the other areas and doing events. This is all new this year. Of course, the new faces take you places with the bracelets. A huge hit. Would y'all not agree? Last year, huge hit. And now you hold the key. Then they came out with a great start promo. and then, of course, the bundles, and then the Ready, Set, Sell, and the Ready, Set, Keep selling, okay? In July, the team building, because of this, was up 57%. Our team building from the prior year. That's huge, you guys. It's the highest that it has been in 10 years. So since 2007, it's the highest that we have had is this last July. Then they introduced the Premier Plus program with the Mini Cooper and the Traverse, which that was big news for the company. Good for moms, that have kids, and it's good for people that say, hey, I want a sporty little amazing, cute, hip car. Okay, so you can have whatever you want. And then, of course, September 1st, they came out with the new DIQ enhancements where, the DIQs can take the team members' teams with them. And then the red jacket bonus of $100 for any brand new red jacket, and then the senior bonus. And then think about the team building bonuses with the Ready, Set, Keep selling, just to really enhance those first 4 months of a new consultant's life, where she can get new products every time she hits that $600 mark, and new products every time she recruits someone. So would y'all say that in the last 12 months, that is a lot that Mary Kay has done to enrich our marketing plan and to enrich our business and our company? And I would, most companies might make one change a year, like that's a major change. And Mary Kay is trying hard to be number one. Nathan Moore wants to be number one in skincare and color. And we'll do it. I'm telling you what, he so far has not put out something that he has not done. I mean, we've done it, but one of the changes he made in the Mary Kay headquarters, he moved all of the sales force, anything that has to do with the sales force, onto one floor. And he did that strategically so that if someone you're on the phone with someone and they say, hey, I need to know about so-and-so with a car program, then they could actually get up from their desk and walk down the hall to Susie Q, who's with the car program, and get the thing answered. And that was the whole goal of getting anything that has to do with the sales force support all on one floor of the building. And which was a major change to say, all right, you're moving, everybody's office fixing to be moved. And so that, I think, was pretty cool. We've got some new products coming out in the fall. Directors know about them. We cannot tell you everything. All I can say, it's amazing. I got some free already. I've been using it, and I know you can't really tell why I look so good, but it's because of the new products. And we're going to be telling you soon. And but you're going to love it, and your customers are going to love it, and it's going to give you reasons to book more parties, and you are going to be a lot cuter. That's all I can tell you about it. You're going to be a lot cuter once you start using these new products. So it's going to be an easy flow of a change, and it's something everybody loves. So that's all I can tell you about that. Another thing is the digital end of Mary Kay. Mary Kay has really beefed it up, okay? One of the things is that the My Mary Kay Facebook page and the My Mary Kay Instagram page. And so they've tried to put all social media for the business, for our consultants, under one hat, under My Mary Kay. And you have to go to My Mary Kay, like look it up, it's all together under Facebook, and then you have to request to be added by putting your consultant number in there. And that's the only way you can be added. And so that's really great. And right now, I can't remember how many thousands of consultants are already on there, but it's a way that they can support us by giving us cute pictures that we can, save to our computer and repost and videos, and also just have an interaction. It's kind of like we have our unit page, and now you have a big Mary Kay company page, which is pretty cool. Nathan Moore basically said, we're 55 years, but really we're just getting started. And, he said with this new, the manufacturing plant that's coming out, that is 3 times as big as what we have, we are fixing to transform the entire industry. And with our chief scientific officer and the things that they're going to do, the products that we have, sometimes they may take 5 years to develop. That will be cut way back. And so what's going to happen is we're going to be on the forefront of every new and great thing that comes out in skincare. And Mary Kay is going to be the name that people look to for the very best skincare and color in the world, because we have a state-of-the-art manufacturing plant, and like they have tripled the size of where they do their research to develop new products. They tripled that size. And so with that, they'll have probably new hires and everything else. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. Okay, so now just to go for a couple of other things that I wanted to mention before I get some of the speeches is Linda Rose is the head of all of Canada. The Canadian directors were with us. And so she would be, Nathan Moore is over Linda Rose, but then she's right under there. Because Nathan Moore is the president of North America and also Canada. So he's over that whole group. He goes to their seminars and everything else. So it's pretty cool. But she got up there and she said, are you focusing on growing your business, or are you focusing on preventing loss? And that's a big thing that you want to ask yourself. What are you focusing on with your business? I just got to keep these customers. I don't want to lose any customers. I just got to keep my team going. I don't want to lose any team members. Are you focusing on, I want to grow new customers. I want to grow new team members. I want to build my business. And it's a mindset. And I thought that was really good. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is the #1 director in Canada. You guys won't believe this. This is amazing. Her name is Sarah Lee, and she's young. Honestly, she looked like she's 20s. Her and her husband came. They did $800,000. It's her first trip. She did Prestige, $850,000 as a matter of fact. And she and her husband both, they were there 2 weeks. They packed all their clothes in 2 carry-on bags. Mm-hmm. 2 carry-on bags for 2 weeks. We had 2 gala dinners. We had 3 dress-up dinners. I mean, a carry-on? I'm just like, that's amazing. Okay, that had nothing to do with Mary Kay, but I was pretty impressed with that. Let me tell you what she did. She decided that she wanted to break records, so she called Canada, Linda Rose, and she found out records that Canada has. She broke 5 Canadian records last year, 5 of them. She has already finished the Court of Sharing. She already has N24 qualified right now. And her goal is to double her goal was to double her personal recruiting team every month. And she doubled it 3 months in a row. Isn't that amazing? Her goal is to have every single month, she's a sales director, but her personal team to do $4,500 personal team every single month, and with her new people. And so she did this by doing 10 parties a week. And when she did that, in August of 2017, she got 10 new recruits in 2 weeks. And then she, at that point, she said she had a 3-month goal to double her personal team members. And she ended up having 95 qualified recruits last year. 95. And we are crying about getting 1. 95 personal new recruits. She had 5 new offspring sales directors, and she did $850,000. I think that's pretty huge. Isn't that pretty huge? And she has only been in Mary Kay a couple of years. Like her first year, she did $500,000, and their second year, she did $850,000. So I'm telling y'all that to say, it's just a mindset of what you want to do. If you decide you're going to do it, and she's just like, I want to break a record, and tell me what it is, and I'm going to do it. And she just worked. So amazing, 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 amazing. One thing too, I will back to the product for a second, that I was going to tell you is to look forward to is they're going to come out with some different things to help us sell color. And they're going to, you know how we have our placemats? They're going to also come out with some stuff to help us sell color, like some laminated kind of placemat looking things. I don't know what they look like. That's just, I probably shouldn't have said that. But anyway, I think that's cool because a lot of times we talk about having a color appointment, but then a lot of new consultants are like, I don't know what to do at a color appointment. So it's going to be, they're going to have some more support in there for that. And I think y'all will, that'll be something to look forward to help everyone not only know how to sell that skincare like we do, but also know how to transition on into the color as well. So I think that's going to be exciting. Okay. A couple other things. Let me grab I started taking notes on my, a piece of paper that I thought, this is stupid. Get your iPad out. So I did. So a couple of little notes on the $1 million speeches, and that I just highlighted some things that I thought could help you guys as well. And some of them are just some tips. Okay, so one of the ladies, her name is Debbie Weld. She is from Texas. She's the new $1 million director. And she had some really good results from a different way she did booths. Okay, so I know a lot of you set up and do booths at different functions and different events, and you have a table, you know, that you're trying to get names. And so she said she had this thing, and she called it a nomination station. I never heard this. I thought it was good. And she said that the children would come by. Let's say it was at a fair. Hers was a gun and knife show. Well, it's kind of funny. And she'd ask the kids, she'd go, do you want a piece of candy? Well, of course, we're all laughing. You know how like the creepy man that goes, hey, little girl, you want a piece of candy? But anyway, she said, you want a piece of candy? And she said, how would you like to nominate your mom for the Best Mom Award? And there was a basket that she had up for the Best Mom Award. And then she had one for the Best Wife Award for the men that would come by. And she goes, and the women would go by and not do anything, but she could get the men and the kids and the man. And goes, yeah, I'd like to nominate my wife. So she just have a little card with their name and their phone number of the woman and why they think that she should get the Best Wife Award. And then she would do a drawing, and she would award like 2 prizes, a Best Mom and a Best Wife Award. And she said she got great results from calling those people back, and her consultants did too. They would, book the parties and read what the husband said or read what the child said, and say, and because of this, even though they weren't the winner, they would get a prize too, just like we always do, free hand cream or whatever, like you were runner up or whatever you want to say. But I thought that was something I had never heard before, and I thought that is a cute idea. Don't y'all think that's cute? Okay, so I wanted to share that with you. Okay, another tip from one of them, her name is Linda Meyer. She's been in Mary Kay as long as I have, and this was her second million. And she had a lot of things that she said, but one of the things I wanted to say is she talked about encouraging for herself that she read more books this last year. And she said, what got you here is not going to get you there. You have to have something new come in your brain, or else you're going to do the same thing you did last year. I think that makes sense. Just like getting on the calls is something that's going to put something new in your brain, right? So what got you here is not going to get you there. So you're going to have to hear something different, learn something different, go different places, read something different. So she got her people to reading too, and she said, the top leaders are readers, and rich people read. If you survey the richest people in America, you'll find that all of them are readers. So, a lot of times people go, I don't read, I don't have time to read, whatever. You have to force yourself sometimes to do these things. And I'm the same way, because I wait and I try to read right before I go to bed, and then I'm too tired. So you might just have to carve out in the morning or maybe at lunch or whatever and just read a little bit. So we've talked about a lot of good books, and so I'm sure you have some. But 2 books that have really changed me this year, the ones I've shared with you guys, was Pound the Stone and what was that other book? Chop Wood, Carry Water. Awesome. So if you haven't read those, start there. And then also learning how to build teams of teams. And I thought this was very important, and that's one of the things Laura Beitler talked about, and I'm going to go back to her in a minute. Be grateful for everything you have. Find your worth. Shine it up one more time. Okay, Mary Catherine King was the #1 on the trip, and one of the things that she said is we have to get, instead of survival mode, we have to get in thrive mode. Instead of just surviving, we have to be in thrive mode, and to ask God for even more than you can ask or imagine, and to do 3 to 5 parties a week. She did a daily journal every night. She did a journal, a gratitude journal. Pray, believe, and trust. And she's a very godly woman. I love her. I mean, she's just one that she's like the epitome of Mary Kay to me. Keita Powell. Keita Powell was a new $1 Million director. She, as a friend of mine, she and I did a tape CD together one time for Mary Kay. And one of the things that she said was that God's delay is not his denial. And we've heard this before. Joshua 21:45 and Joshua 23:14. And it says, she said, this is one of the verses I hung on to, that every promise has been fulfilled. Not one is delayed. Keep on running, even in the last hours. And so that any promise that the Lord has made, he's going to fulfill every single one of them. So that should give you some encouragement. Okay. This is something on one of the other, I can't remember if it was Laura Beitler or something. I think it was another guy. But it was talking about our brand and the vision of our brand. So I know I'm jumping around a little bit. So this is back about our brand. Did y'all notice how the new Time Oz Miracle Set 3D, how the boxes are different? They've got that pretty pink and the gray. And do y'all know that Mary Kay, like, they look at the trends of like what is trending and what people like right now and what is in right now, not only on like our colors, but also even our brand. And one of the things that they noticed was that like the purples and pink and grays, they're very complementary. They're very popular right now. And so they've kind of incorporated those colors into our boxes to make it look more updated, and even the feel like of the products feel more updated and classier and nicer. And so what they're doing is they're calling it Pinkify. Well, there's several things they're doing. And one of the things is Pinkify. And you probably noticed on social media where they have a picture of Mary Kay, and everything is gray but Mary Kay. If y'all notice that, like it might have a whole black and white kind of gray picture, and then Mary Kay is in pink in the middle of it, or like by the car or something, or maybe the car is pink and Mary Kay is pink. And so they're doing more social media with the pink and the gray just to really promote our brand. They've also got Mary Kay as they wanted to make Mary Kay as an icon, and by putting more of her picture, her language, her words, and you've seen this already on InTouch. You can see it on the digital assets. You see it on Instagram. You see it on Facebook, and some of her videos where they actually made Mary Kay, like she's walking, and some things like that. They even have a whole handwriting, like a font in Mary Kay's handwriting. They said that took forever. So the One Woman Can illustration, the empowering of women. We believe, like you see some things like we believe in women. We believe like integrity, passion, and all the different things like that. And so they want us to be a brand with a purpose, not just some old whatever brand. What's the purpose of some of these other brands, Rodan and Fields, or I shouldn't even say names, but these are, I don't know, but we know our brand is empowering women, and that's something that we can like hold on to and be proud of. That what makes us different. It's what makes us different. So I love that. There's they showed all these pictures that they are doing, and it's just going to get better and better. and that means your business is going to be richer and richer. So you're in the right business, okay? As far as that manufacturing plant, they're calling it R3. Richard R. Rogers, which is Mary Kay's son, who is still living, and he is the owner of the company. So the company is called R3 Manufacturing Facility. He did not want it named after him, but they did it anyway and called it R3. They wanted to call it the Richard Rogers Manufacturing, but anyway, R3 is the name. It's 3 times the size of the former. They're going to start moving the employees in tomorrow, October the 1st. And at the seminar this next year, all of us will be able to have manufacturing tour. And so that is going to be exciting. So we will all want to get there early and make sure we wear our little closed-toe shoes and sign up for the manufacturing tour. I cannot wait to go through it and see it. And we've already seen some pictures out there. A girlfriend of mine, Heather Wickstrom, her husband did the glass. His company did the glass for the manufacturing plant. And anyway, she put some beautiful pictures out there of it. And, you know, I think it's going to be really, really, really cool. Okay. A little In Touch news. And I was actually on this. There's something that's going to be called My Business Enhancements. And My Business is where we go and get all our facts about we're trying to run our business, especially directors and people that are trying to build teams. And so I have been on a focus group, and we've had 3 meetings about the enhancing it, and they want our opinions of how to do it. I mean, not how to do it, but what do we think we need? And anyway, so it's going to be coming in the next few months. You're going to see some changes in it, probably like November or so, and you'll have fair warning. But the cool thing that you're going to see is, and directors, this will mean more to you than consultants I know right now, but is right now Mary Kay is updated like maybe twice a day. You know, and sometimes that if normally you have to wait till the next morning and see the correct numbers, and you're sitting here putting in and you're having to add up. It's quite complicated sometimes. So it's going to be near real-time data within 15 minutes. Yay! Directors are so excited. That means that when you're trying to do your numbers and you're trying to win a car, become a director, you can go on there and look at your team production. It's going to be right within 15 minutes, which is so amazing. In addition, you're going to be able to tell your commission check real time. Wonder what I'm going to make, where you're going to be able to punch it, and this is what you're going to make. And it's going to also show a list of how your check is formed. This is what your money's going to be. Don't we want to know what we're going to make? And so they're going to be, it's going to be real time within production, commissions, new user interfaces, new tabs, and it's going to just be a lot more friendly. And I think you're going to love it. From everything I've seen, I think you're really going to love it. Okay. And I know I said I was only going to do 30 minutes, but I got just a couple more things to share, and then I'll be done. The other one is social media. I want to throw this out here right now. They talked about social media. There's going to be a video. And if you went to the social media class at seminar, you saw this. But in case you don't know, a lot of times you're like, what? I don't want to get in trouble. What can I post? What can I not post? I don't understand what the rules are. Okay, so first of all, let me say that Mary Kay has over 4 million followers under hashtag Mary Kay and hashtag. You want to, every time you post something about products, they want you to put hashtag Mary Kay. And every time you post something about the career, you want to put hashtag my MK life. So that would be if pictures from your sales meeting, if on the top director trip, if you're talking about your starter kit, whatever. If it's about the career, my MK life. If it's about the products, charcoal mask, you do put hashtag Mary Kay. Okay. We have a reach of 52 million people, and we have engagement. Engagement is where they say they've either shared it or they've liked it. And we have 2.3 million so far this year that have either shared or liked it. There's over 4.1 million posts using the hashtag Mary Kay. Right now, what's really popular on social media is a retro surge. They showed the posts that got the most hits and the most engagement, and some of them were the flashbacks from the old starter kit and old product, or Mary Kay, pictures of Mary Kay and things like that. So that's a little surge going on right now. Just that's an FYI, I guess. But what I want to tell you is there's 2 types of posts, and like I said, there's going to be a video on it. But this is so easy. Okay. One is called informational. You can put it anywhere. Anywhere. You can put it Instagram, on your public page. And on that one, you can say things like learn more and put a link to your website. Okay? So you may put something about the career and put learn more and put www.marykay.com/Cleta. What you can't say is message me for information or contact me, which that is a call to action. Okay. But you can say learn more and put the link, because they say anybody with any sense knows that all you got to do is hit the link to learn more. You don't have to say click the link. You just put the link on there. Okay. So that can go anywhere. Now, here's the big thing. Commercial is like an advertisement. This can only go on your Mary Kay business page or a private customer page, okay? And this is anything that is more like an ad. If it has a price, if you put a price on there, if you put a special offer, if you put a discount, or if you solicit to book a party or join, like say, I need 3 more team members. Or if you say, anybody wants to book a party with me, message, comment below. That's not allowed like that. Now you could say, something about, I'm so excited about having a 10-party week. Learn more, or, I'm excited to meet my next 10 hostesses. You can say it without asking. Do you know what I mean? And people might automatically say, hey, I'd like to be one of your hostesses. But if you have a price on there, so if you have charcoal mask, you can do a post about charcoal mask on your Mary Kay page, but you don't put $24. You can just say, I love this charcoal mask. It's one of my favorite products. It cleans out your pores, blah, 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 blah. Have a picture, learn more, and put your Mary Kay website. So see, there's a lot you can do. There's tons you can do, but you just can't say $24. Text me if you want it. Does that make sense? I'm not saying it's as good as the video, but to me, that kind of just wraps it up. So that will help you guys know what you can and cannot do. Okay, that's things I can't tell you right there. Okay, so that is just kind of a wrap up of the business part of the trip. The trip was amazing, you guys. We ended the trip with some sad news, and most of you saw this, but a dear friend of mine, and a lot of us that are from down here, we know Greta Carver. Greta Carver was a top director, went on top director trip with us last year, and 38 years old, 3 children, a 12th grader, a 5th grader, 2 boys, and a little 1st grade girl. And she had battled a whole year of cancer and had kicked it. And she went through all this, holistic, really changing her diet, changing everything really, and was doing so well. But she got sick. Sometimes when you have cancer, your immune system is way down. And so she got sick and she was just feeling terrible. And so she went to the doctor last week and they said, you got pneumonia. So they admitted her. And when they did, when they did the scans, they saw that she had a blood clot in her liver. And basically, she got up, went to the restroom that night, and it let loose and went to her heart. She had a heart attack and died, and which is just tragic, So we when we got home from the trip, we found out right when we were packing to go downstairs, and it was bittersweet because, you're so happy about the trip, but then you had this terrible news. But you know what was so awesome? I went downstairs and I talked to some of the women that knew her and even some that didn't. And I asked if we could meet for a few minutes before we all got on the bus to go to the airport. And so I gathered them up in a spot in that hotel and we prayed. And I recorded it on Voxer so that I could send it to Michelle Cape, who's her best friend, who also is top director, who was her senior consultant and her senior director and her recruiter. And I was able to record several of us praying for her and for her family and send it to Michelle. And she sent it to Chris, her husband. And it was just so much of an encouragement. And those women were very much of encouragement to me, knowing Greta and loving Greta, as I did. And so when we got home, I decided I need to go to the funeral. So basically, Allison Carter drove 4 hours and spent the night with me. And we got up yesterday morning, drove 4.5 hours to the funeral. And but I want to tell y'all something. If you don't think Mary Kay is more about enriching lives and impact, it's not just about lipsticks. It's not anything about lipsticks, honestly. The church was huge, and the whole section was filled with Mary Kay people. 2 national sales directors, many sales directors. We all wore our suits. She actually was buried in her pink Mary Kay director suit. And Michelle Capes, her senior, was one of the speakers, and she got up and they did a beautiful slide PowerPoint, video of her life and all of her pictures from her Mary Kay. She'd been in Mary Kay, I think, 12 years, and a director like maybe 9. And the last one was the seminar, just a beautiful picture of her at the royalty reception, and a picture of her getting her Cadillac and her kids around her Cadillac, and pictures of her and her husband on the top director trip last year. And it's a quarter of her life, or really a third of her life, has been in Mary Kay. And not only were consultants and directors there, customers were there that came up to us, and her family and the pastors, they just could not say enough about Mary Kay and how supportive they've been and what a difference it made. But the thing that got me the most was they shared with us that she went to seminar her first year, or 9 years ago, and she roomed with a lady, and that lady drove from North Carolina to come to the funeral, and the lady was a consultant. They were, I think, both consultants together, and the lady talked to her about Christ. And she shared with the girl, she said, my kids have never set foot in the door of a church, and they've never even heard the word Jesus in our house. She goes, I'm fixing to go home and get my life in order. And she went home and brought her whole family to Christ. She talked about how her two boys had been baptized, water baptized just recently. She had her father had left her and her family when they were younger. She had nothing to do with him. And in the last 3 years, she reconciled with her father, forgave him. And I don't know if she brought him to Christ. But I'm telling you, like when you have a church and they had a visitation from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, and then the funeral was after that, and it was nonstop visitors. And when you have, had she not got in Mary Kay, she would not have been saved. I guess she could have been, but the chances are that is what brought her to the Lord, you guys. And all those lives she changed. And then she had this year of cancer, and every single day she was like reading the Bible and scriptures. And, they talked about how that whole year basically prepared her. They said she knew Jesus, but she really got to know the Lord this last year because she leaned on him so much for her healing, and it was like a preparation for going home. And it was beautiful. It was a beautiful service. And you guys have been so proud to be in our company. And I can't tell you, person after person came up to me and Allison and some of the other directors thanking us for being there and telling us how much Mary Kay, the company, has meant to Greta, and the support that they got. And it just, there's just no company like Mary Kay. And you pass away and you work at Walmart. Do you think 300 people from Walmart going to come to your funeral? No. I'm just saying. And then we had a place that I put it on the Boss Babe thing too, because she did not have life insurance because of her, I don't know why, but I think with the cancer stuff, she was not able to get it. And you're 30, you don't even probably think about it that much, but I do encourage all of you to get some life insurance. But anyway, there's a lot of donations that have been made. I don't know the amount, but Mary Kay has just stepped up to that. So if you will keep that family in your prayers, I would really appreciate that. And I just want to end with this. This was something Callie shared on, Callie DeBlander Brigham shared at the devotional on Sunday morning. Okay. It's from Ephesians 1. And Ephesians 1 says that this is just like paraphrase, that we are equipped with every spiritual blessing. You are holy and blameless. You are adopted. You are redeemed. You are forgiven. You are purchased with a price. You are sealed. You are guaranteed an inheritance. You are called to live. The same power that is in us is the same power that raised Jesus from the dead. And that the Father takes pleasure in planning for you and preparing for you. And then there's 4 ways that the devil tries to get us, 4 lies that he tells us. That and it's you're insecure, you're unworthy, you're unlovable, and you're powerless. And those are 4 lies that the devil tries to get us with. And if you look at it, he likes to shame you, shame off your day, right? But if you look at what Jesus says about you, you're powerful, you've been given grace, you're forgiven. And so she had everybody, she gave us, let's see if I have a little piece of paper in here. I don't think I do. But she gave everybody 2 pieces of paper. And one says, you say, and the one says, I say. And then, that song that says, you probably all look it up. It's a really beautiful song. It says, what you say about yourself and then what God says about you. And it was just so powerful for us to write down. She said, think about all the things you say about yourself. And then what does Jesus say about you? And all that stuff, that these lies that the devil tries to tell you about yourself, take those out, throw them in the garbage, and read what Jesus says about you. And think about Greta and her life and the impact, and what kind of life are you, what are you doing to impact people? And how are you, take this Mary Kay career, but to not only make money and yes, pay your bills and have vacations and drive free cars, but also to change people. And so, at the end of the day, it isn't about how many cars you've won and what color suit you have on and how many lipsticks you sold last week. It's really about who did you make, who did you inspire, who did you make a better person, who was better after having been with you. And so I want y'all to think about that. And Mary Kay is a tool for all of us to really empower other people, and not just women, but every woman is attached to a family. So when you impact that woman, you're impacting the whole family. And so that's kind of what I wanted to leave with you guys today. And just to tell you, we got what it takes, and you guys are boss babes. So we can finish up whatever we started tonight when we hang up on this phone. And I will just say one last thing that Laura Beitler, and I don't know why I must have skipped her talker on there, but one of the things that she talked about was building teams of teams. And she talked about 2 types of people. One is called a man hauler, and that's someone that tries to do it all themselves. And she talked about this. It was like this story about this guy who's trying to haul stuff up on the mountains, and they didn't use any kind of animal or machine to transport the goods up on top of this mountain. Just men pulled it. They pulled it. And, talked about how half of them didn't make it up the mountain, the other half died. And then those are the man haulers and wear themselves totally out. Then you had the Norwegians, and they came up with the sleds to help animals that would pull the sleds up. And, they had teams of dogs that did it, and then had like trailers with wheels and stuff to haul and different things like that, and how they produced 3 times as much and all this kind of stuff. And she said, are you a Norwegian or are you a man hauler? And then so she got 2 people from the audience. She brought them up, and she said, and so she had her things behind her back, and she said, okay, let's say me and Sayla. And she said, okay, Sayla, you're a man hauler. Cleta, you're a Norwegian. And she said, now I want y'all to go in the audience and find 1 red jacket. So these 2 directors got up and they went to the audience. They pulled 2 people up with them. She says, okay. She says, I want you to go out and find another red jacket. She said, now the Norwegian, both of y'all can go get one, but you, the man hauler, you're the only one that can get them. So you go get you one. So the man hauler would be like Sailor. So she goes out in the audience, she grabs 1 more person. And me, I have my 1 red jacket. So we both go out and we get another red jacket. She says, okay. She goes, now let's go back and get another one. She goes, now say, oh, just you. You're the only one that can do anything on your team. So go get you one. But now I have 4 people. So all 4 of us went out and got another red jacket. So now we have 8. And she has 3. She goes, okay, do it again. So then we had 16 and she has 4. And it was a great way to look at how she said, we have got to be Norwegians in Mary Kay, and we've got to build teams of teams. And one of the things Mary Kay is going to start to do, and what I'm going to start to do, is recognize teams of teams. So if you're a recruiter and someone on your team becomes a senior consultant or a red jacket, you're going to get recognition. And the recruiters who have the most teams is going to get more recognition. For example, if I have someone, for example, Selah is here. She's a DIQ, and Ann Peoples is on her team, is a red jacket now. And so, Selah has a team of teams. All right. And so Selah's goal, well, she's fixed to be a director like in a few hours, but like, let's say she was just consultant for a while. Her new goal is not only to recruit, but also to help her team get teams, to help her team have a team of senior consultants and red jackets. And the cool thing is, when that person starts going DIQ, they all go with her. So can you imagine if you are a consultant on here and you form a team and you have 3 red jackets on your team, all 3 of them have 3 people. And then you get your 8 and you're ready to go into DIQ. And then guess what? Their 3 people, which is 9, they all go with you. So you start your DIQ with 18 people instead of just 8 or whatever. Do you see how that would work? So the company is looking towards that concept for the consultants to make more money, to really focus on you building teams of teams. And I wouldn't be surprised if they start, compensating for that more as well. So, they're already given the bonuses and the free product, but so that's kind of what they're looking for in the future. And that's some of the things that we're going to be recognizing: top teams, the top teams in production, and the top teams of people who have recruiters on their teams. So that's some forward things that I want to just kind of mention to you. And so if you have a team, I want you to really look at those team members and say, who on my team could I move up to red? No, not directors. I'm talking about consultants. Okay. And what will happen is, instead of me and Jana and Latrice and, Valerie and Lindy and Loree, all of us being the only one trying to build a team, we'll have a team that's all building teams. And what will happen is our units are going to blow it out of the water. They're going to be so huge because it's not going to be just one person working and trying to build. And so I want y'all to grasp that concept. And before, people didn't have a reason to do it. And Mary Kay knows that. That's why they changed the rules. Before, you're like, well, I want to help my girl get 3 people because I'll never even get those people. I'll never make $1 off that. But now you will, because when you go DIQ, they all go with you. And at any time in your Mary Kay career, you decide to go DIQ, any of your team members, recruits will go with you. So that should be encouraging to all of y'all. Okay. It was way longer than I meant it to be, but I had a lot to say. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I am going to stop the recording. I'm going to unmute for a second.